three-dimensional space that surrounds us has always fascinated me. My grandfather had a 35mm photo camera, and as a child I used to watch him take photos and develop them. My father had become a really good nature photographer with numerous exhibitions and people loving his work. I admired them both. It did not take long for me to discover that I just love watching the fish swimming around in 3 dimensions in my aquariums. They just kept me there in front of the aquarium watching them. Before I knew, I was in love with aquariums. In the many years that followed, the technology has changed a lot. We moved from live bearers, gouramis and danios that I kept in my childhood to high-quality, vibrant underwater worlds with CO2 injection, clay-based substrate, strong filtration, strong lighting. We gradually stepped into the world of aquascaping and founded Green Aqua. Welcome to the beautiful world of aquascaping. The time has come for us to give you an update on the do-it-yourself round aquarium that we built 3 months ago here at Green Aqua. That project is really interesting for many reasons. I'm going to tell you why, but first I'm going to make you green tea. We built this aquarium 3 months ago and we actually made 2 videos about it. The first video will show you how the aquarium gear is being put together. The second part will show you the planting process and how we filled it up with water. We had a couple of question marks, some concerns when we started building this aquarium. The first concern was the LED lighting that is mounted in the ceiling. This is a custom system, it's not made for aquariums, but we tested it before in a dentist's office. That had worked really well. Here the ceiling was a little bit lower than in that dentist's office. We thought that the light might be too strong here, but it turned out just fine. The second concern that we had was the filtration. We didn't know whether the pump will be strong enough. Another question that we had was the bonsai tree. Will it be fine for the bonsai to be so close to the main entrance, which is right next to this aquarium? It seems that it really likes this climate there. It doesn't have any problems. Let me talk to you a little bit more about the bonsai tree here. We posted a question for you guys in the previous episode that we made about this tank, whether you would like to have some fire on the top, some tabletop fire, which would be nice to compensate to the rocks and the water in the aquarium, or if you would like to see some bonsai tree on the top. Most of you guys thought that the fire itself is a really cool idea, but the bonsai would be a little bit more natural, so we opted to have this Murraya paniculata, which is the orange jessamine. And the orange jessamine is feeling really nice next to the entrance. The cool air which came in through the winter didn't hurt him at all. It actually came out with some really nice red berries just previously. So after all these experiences, we think that the orange jessamine would be a perfect bonsai tree to be put on the top of your aquarium or near your aquarium. We highly recommend this. So it looks like this whole system is quite stable. We did not clean the filter at all since we built this aquarium. So it's the 3rd month of its life cycle and the filter is still running without any cleaning. The tank requires just a minimal maintenance since its start. We only change water every week, 50% of it. We didn't clean the filter at all, as I told you. And we're just feeding the fish, and that's it. No signs of algae. I will finish up drinking this really nice sencha tea, green tea that I love, and I will move closer to the aquarium to present you with some more details. Now let's talk a little bit more about the filtration here. As I told you before, this is a do-it-yourself filter which we installed in the round plastic, what's that, tube that goes into the middle of the aquarium. Is glued on to the base of the aquarium, and we actually glued some rocks on it to hide it. So the whole structure that you see in the middle of the aquarium is actually a lava rock structure which covers the filter itself. Because of this DIY solution, we could afford to use much more filter media than usual. This has many advantages. One of those is the crystal clear water which you see in the aquarium. And if you would like to see how I look through fish perspective, you can do it now. It's really amazing, isn't it? So actually, this is how the fish would see me from inside the aquarium. The second advantage of using the Seachem Matrix, which is, by our humble opinion, the best biological filter media with the biggest surface on the market, and we made some microscopic images. We made quite an extensive lab test to prove that for ourselves. There's an Oase pump underneath the aquarium, so the water is being taken out of the aquarium, actually goes down below the aquarium. There's only this much space below the aquarium, and I'm going to open this. There's an Oase pump right there in this little hole, and the Oase pump is pumping the water back, and it goes through the whole filter media and is being pushed back. The technology that we use behind this aquarium is quite unique. We don't know actually of anybody else using the filter media inside the tube at the center of the aquarium. So I would highly recommend, if you're planning to have an aquarium that you want to be seen from all sides, 360 degrees, then all you have to do is take this example and just build it. Bring some electricity underneath the floor. Also, you can have the CO2 hose under floor level, because you couldn't use the CO2 bottle. That is not allowed to be used in horizontal position, so we could not fit this whole thing inside below the aquarium. That needs to stand, so we actually use it below the main desk there. We actually made two improvements on this tank. One of them is we tweaked a little bit the inflow, one inflow of the filter to have a little bit more surface movement. The second thing that we did is we installed an Eheim 350 skimmer at the top, which will help us to clear the surface. We're quite happy how the terrestrial plants are growing around this aquarium. Actually, they're kind of growing too fast, so we kind of need to replace them with smaller ones soon. Let's talk a little bit about the plants and the fish that we were using in this aquarium. We only use plants that tolerate low CO2 environments, and they're slow-growing plants. Obviously, we do have CO2 injection in this tank, but we were not sure about the light itself. We didn't know how those plants would react to the lack of light. Luckily, we have enough light here. Now about the fish. You can see that we have some nice scalare fish that are swimming around the main central structure in the tank. And we also have another type of shoaling fish, the leopardanios that I call them, and we also have some tetratypes in the tank. Our visitors at Green Aqua really love the look and the feel of this tank. When they enter the Green Aqua gallery, this is the first thing that they see. And when they're waiting at the cashier's desk, this is what they are looking at. All the children are really nice around it because the level is quite ideal for them, so they can just go back and go closer to the tank and check out the fish, and they're finding the different fish and little snails that are hiding in between the plants and on the rocks. All in all, we think that this is quite a successful project. Customers love it, it's quite relaxing to look at, and it teaches you guys how to think a little bit out of the box here. The whole process of building, maintaining, or even just watching a planted tank changed my life completely. I didn't expect that. I thought that the underwater world of watching fish swim in 3 dimensions, which is a really visual thing that was appealing to me from moment one, as I told you at the beginning of this video, has transformed into the love of nature, into the calming process of watching underwater, lush, vibrant life evolve, grow, and just feel good in front of my eyes. I hope that you guys liked this do-it-yourself round aquarium at Green Aqua. If you did, please hit the like button, and also please subscribe if you didn't do so yet, or hit the bell button to get notified of our future uploads. Until next week, bye!